Hey family, how y'all doing? Sending you peace, love, and light wherever you're at. Let's get into this message now. This is going to be a pick a card reading, pick a pile reading. Um, we're going to get into your past lives. A lot of you are old souls. So if you identify yourself as an old soul, that you have been here many lifetimes before, maybe when you were young, your parents used to say, or your relatives used to tell you, like, how did they know what they know? Or how did they figure that out? Or you just had some mannerisms to you that like that your grandfather or or somebody had. But yeah, so this reading is going to be, we're going to ask Spirit, what lessons are you working from a prior lifetime? Or in other words, how is your past life affecting you, your current life right now? So when we talk about old souls, we talk about you have chosen this path before you were born, right? And you have agreed to continually evolve, to continue to learn. So we are going to pick up in a specific point in time, a specific issue that you are still learning from. Now, this trigger warning, things may come up in this reading that may be sensitive to you. I'm not a mental health professional. So if you are feeling alone, isolated by yourself, please call someone. Please reach out to someone. None of us are ever alone. We have God. We have spirit. We have animals. We have nature. All of us are connected. You are me and I am you. So I'm sending you all the love and light that you need to get through whatever challenges you may be facing at this time. This reading is going to give you a deeper insight. We're going to go down to another layer of superficial, of you figuring out why stuff triggers you, or why you do the things that you do, or the lessons that you are still learning. So I encourage you to please be kind to yourself in this reading. Now, before we get into it, let's talk about old souls. So I'm just gonna go through this fairly quickly. So signs you may be an old soul is that if you find, or when you were a child, you just wanted to learn everything. You were curious. You had that uh, insatiable thirst of knowledge, right? You were always reading. You were always studying. Yeah, you were trying to find those hidden truths, and wondered why people act the way they act, or why things are happening in this world. You always wanted to know the deeper meaning of things. Um, Particular shows that came up when I was taking notes were, you love psychology. You have a curious mind. Maybe you love watching those crime shows, those psychological thrillers like Criminal Minds, or Murder, She Wrote, things like that. Another sign you may be an old soul is you see things from a higher perspective, right? You really don't let things trigger you. You're pretty calm. until people like really push your buttons. Really, people really have to like really get under your skin to for you to act out. Um, you let things slide off your back, right? Yeah. Another sign is you may be a loner. You may find like, I don't know, people in your peer group, people who are a certain age, you match their age, but your level of maturity is always a little higher. It's like something that the things that they're talking about is not the things that you're interested in. You want to know, you're on a whole nother level, intellectually, spiritually as well. You are wise beyond your years. That saying, you know, what people say, they look at a child and they say, oh, that child has an old soul. That child has been here before. You heard your mom or your grandma or someone in your house, older relative in your house, tell you that. It's because they're here. They have. They have been reincarnated. Hmm. And it may be a while before you find people who you really relate to, your tribe. So you may like walk through this life alone or trying to find someone who really connects with you in a meaningful way. Another sign you may be an old soul is you feel deeply connected to everything, to God, spirit, universe, nature, animals, everything. You also, us old souls, we walk our own path. We are, we can be rebellious, right? Go against the grain, right? We don't just think outside the box. We intuitively know that the box doesn't exist. We create our own reality. Now, that can be good and that can be bad as well. I mean, that can be good and that can be negative as well. And it's all about us learning our lessons. But yeah, we tend to be a little bit rebellious, right? Um, Old souls, we're not concerned with the basic structure based on materialism, usually. We are taught that by our parents. We are taught that by school. School society teaches us that we have to do things this way but intuitively no, that's why it doesn't sit right in our spirit. That's why we rebel. And also, us old souls, and I included us because I'm an old soul as well. Our inner world is our sanctuary. This is our safe place. This is where we grow the most. It's a part of our journey. The relationship with self and spirit oftentimes takes priority over the outer world, over relationships with others. And if you really like reflect or look back in your life, if there was a special talent or a special skill that you had, a special passion, something that you were good at and you were just drawn to it. I don't know, it could be music, it could be art. It's something that you had a gift. This was your particular gift. We have gifts as old souls. So if something that you were just naturally talented at and you didn't know why, could be sign that you're an old soul. And finally, us old souls, even though we enjoy people's company at times, we often have to recharge our batteries. We have to, say if we go to a big social event, which isn't our thing, after that event, we just are wiped out and we have to recharge. And people wonder why. Well, why have they retreated, or why haven't I heard from them? It's because we have to, like, kind of recalibrate ourselves and get back, refill our cup back up so that we can be the magical, wonderful beings that we are. All right, so let's get into our piles, shall we? Now, we have 3 piles. This is going to be pile 1, this shell. This is going to be pile 2, this shell. And this is going to be pile 3 with this shell. And you notice that pile 3 has 3 cards. So when I was picking the piles, 3 cards came out, and I just left it as that. There's a message in that. So please take your time. Pick a pile that you are intuitively led to pick, and I will see y'all on the other side. Hi, pile 1. If you pick this pile, let's get into your reading. So we're going to find out, how is your past life currently affecting you right now? What lessons are you still learning? So remember, I want to say this is a general reading. So if this doesn't fit you, or if you find this doesn't mesh with you, then you might want to pick another pile. But I set my intentions that whatever pile you pick is something that you are going to grow from, heal from, learn from. All right, so let's get into it. So we have mother, and then we have orphan. So a lot of you could have been searching for a mother's love and never found it in past lifetimes. Your mother in this lifetime was with you in a prior lifetime. Now, either this could have been a mother that she was very loving, very kind, very nurturing, very caring, or you could have had the opposite experience. You felt left out. You felt excluded. You felt like you were all alone. But whatever this is, you are meant to learn from in this lifetime. It's connected to an emotional and physical bond with your mother. Something about that is significant. If you did have a great relationship with your mother, it was because, and from a prior lifetime, and she came into your lifetime again, it's because maybe in another form, maybe as another person, but because if you had a favorable relationship, it was because you were really fond of each other. You really cared about each other. And you agreed to be reincarnated again together. And like I said, if this was not the best relationship, if you did not have the best relationship with your mother, then it's meant to, there's a karmic lesson, there's a karmic debt that needs to be cleared. that needs to be balanced out through forgiveness. So there's something that you need to forgive your mother. There's some mother wounds that are carrying over from a prior lifetime that you may not even know. You may not even be aware of. I'm hearing emotionally distant, neglectful, selfish. Yeah. Things you need to heal from. Your feelings about your mother are directly relate to your ability to manifest abundance. So if you find out that you can't get things, or you're always struggling, or things seem to work out and then they stop, you are meant to forgive. And I know that's a lot harder it's easy to say forgive, but the process isn't easy. Because mother energy is all about receiving, right? And if you have blocks with your mother, it's like you can find yourself to be controlling. You don't like to receive help from others. It's like you turn people off. You're very cold and distant. You don't like to receive help from others, support. People come to help you. You say, no, I'm good. This is what you can, this is what you may be experiencing right now that's affecting your current life. So you're being called to ask to do more personal work concerning your mother. Talk to somebody, talk to a therapist. You may be, a suggestion here is to do past life, what is it? Past life regression. If y'all have heard of that, if you haven't looked it up, look it up. Yeah. And I really think this pile, some of you, for those of you that did not have a good relationship with your mother, you felt like you were abandoned, you have abandonment issues where you needed either your mother's or your father's protection, specifically your mother's protection. So when you didn't get that, you knew that the only person that you could depend on was yourself. So you developed a great strength. A lot of you are very strong, Pile 1. And this strength continues to help you. It got you out of tough situations. A lot of you are successful. And it continues to help you in this lifetime. These are survival skills, right? And survival skills, they could be, it could be a double-edged sword with these skills. So as you found this to be your coping mechanism, that you can only depend on yourself, that you don't need anybody's help, that you can get through this life on your own. What it does, it also blocks your heart chakra. And when your heart chakra is blocked, your blessings are blocked. Your manifest, anything that you want to create is blocked. It may start off good, but it's no long-term success. You always feel are feeling that void. Your emotions, you're very emotionless. You detach from your emotions. You don't want to feel. You keep everything, what am I hearing? Superficial. So, but what's really important is we all have a choice, right? You can handle, and if your mother is still living, even if your mother has passed away and you still have some animosity and you still haven't forgiven, then this is your confirmation to start to heal that process, start that process in healing and forgiving. Because we don't forgive ourselves. We forgive ourselves. We forget, what am I trying to say? In forgiveness, let me see if I can get this quote right from my ancestor, my ancestor, goodness, an elder in Ghana. He said, when you don't forgive someone, it's unnatural. You live in a state of being that's unnatural. It's like you giving someone poison and you're dying slowly. So forgiveness is not for the other person. It's about you. It's for you. It's for you to grow into a sin. And that's what you are meant to heal in this lifetime, to learn from in this lifetime. And the great thing about it is we can choose our family. A lot of us have toxic families we were born into. But you can choose your family. Your family can only be you. It can be an army of one. It can be you and your immediate family, maybe your kids, maybe your significant other, maybe you and your pet. Your family could be maybe you and your soul tribe. Like I said, as old souls, it takes us a while to find our soul tribe, people we have meaningful connections with. Those are the people that speak to us, that connect with us, because we are all connected. So it's really imperative, Power One, to realize that, remember, if you are feeling alone, we are never truly alone by ourselves. Your heavenly parent, God, spirit, our ancestors are always here with you. So if you do tend to isolate yourself, you may want to benefit from, and I just found out about this. You may seek, they have these anonymous, what is it? Free chat lines, virtual chat lines, where you don't have to divulge who you are. These are trained people who will really listen to you, so you can talk about your feelings. And it's free. It's 24/7. It's called 7 Cups of Tea. So the website is the number 7cups.com. Or you also, another thing that I just learned about is a 12-step emotions anonymous group. And I didn't know about that. I guess it emulates like the 12-step Alcoholic Anonymous or those other support groups, but it's about emotions. So those are two resources to help you to heal, to help you to grow, to help you um, get out of this toxic loop that you're in, so you can free your soul, so you can free yourself, so you can be happy. That's what life is all about, being happy and being present, Pile One. And this group, this 7 Cups of Tea, or this chat line, teens can take advantage of it too. So if you have a teenager who's struggling from the ages of 13 to 17, then they might benefit from this as well. So yeah. So I wish you peace and love and light, Pile One. And I hope this helped you in some way. If it did, please comment, please like the video and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. So if you picked this shell and these cards, this is your reading. So let's get into it. So I heard from this pile that you are a peacemaker. A lot of you like to put others' needs before yourself. A lot of you maybe have some trouble setting clear boundaries with people. So let's find out. So we have monk or nun, and then we have wars and battles. So we're finding out, how is your past life affecting your current life right now, and what lessons are you learning from this? Now, when I see these two cards, it looks like a lot of you are balancing yourself, are battling yourself. There was some type of vow that you took in a prior lifetime that's conflicting with this lifetime, what you're experiencing in this life. A lot of you in this pile may be isolated. You may actually consider yourself a monk or a nun, or maybe that interests you when you were growing up. A lot of you are spiritually devoted to a certain practice, a certain religion, and there's rules associated with whatever practice that you are adhering to. I'm hearing, and it's conflicting, and I'm hearing, wait, hold on. This is from a past life. Maybe you vowed to do something in a past life, and it's conflicting with this current life. You may be noticing that you have a tendency to isolate yourself. You feel more comfortable when you're by yourself. Now, this pattern, like I said, is interfering, may interfere with your relationships, say with your spouse, your significant other, your parents, even your children. So if you find yourself doing that, then like I mentioned, and I suggested for pile 1 is to look up past life regression. Just find out, to go a little deeper, because this, what I'm doing, is, it gets you started, but it only it only touches the surface. And this is a general reading. So if you want something more specific, to get in details, to find out why the same patterns are repeating in your life, then you're being encouraged to look that up, to be curious about that. I know some of these terms, there's terms that you never heard before. And a lot of these terms are new to me as well. But now that I'm a Reiki practitioner, I'm learning a lot as well. So let's talk about the monk or nun. So like I said, in a past life, you may have taken vows that's interfering with your relationships, your career. And unless these ties are severed, they'll be carried for, you'll experience these lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So just let's look at, say for instance, you in the past life, you were a nun, and nuns can't have sex, or they vowed not to have sex. So you may find in this lifetime that is affecting your romantic life. Right? Or maybe you vowed to, in the past life, to give to others, to be selfless, to get rid of all your material things. And in this life, or in lives that, in previous lives, you may have found it hard to be financially secure. You're struggling with that. How to, it's about being self-aware, being conscious about really knowing, exploring how, being self-aware of how our actions, being really inquisitive of the patterns, especially generational patterns from our ancestors, how they affect us. So we have ancestral patterns, and then we have patterns within our evolution as a human being. So there's a lot of things that can be working against us, and if we don't clear those blockages, then they'll keep coming up, showing up, impeding our paths, impeding our success, impeding our progress. So let's see if we can clear some of these, right? In all directions of time. Something you can say. I hereby sever and release any vows that are self-destructive in all directions of time for everyone involved. I say that again. I hereby sever and release any vows that are self-destructive in all directions of time for everyone involved. So you don't have to continue to fight yourself. A lot of you, pile 2, you may have been a casualty of war, a casualty in a prior lifetime. I don't know whether some of you were in the military or a civilian, And that's why when I saw these cards, you avoid conflict at all costs. You may find that you avoid conflict at all costs. You want to be a peacemaker. You want everyone to get along. You can't stand any violence in your life. And when you do that, you really prevent relationships from maturing, from going that deeper, to that deeper level, because all of us have conflicts. All of us are not going to agree. When two people come together, you're not going to agree on everything, and you have to really talk about it. You can't run away from it. A lot of you may run away from conflict and avoid sharing how you truly feel because you feel like you just want to keep the peace. Because in the past life, you may have been taken away, taken out, because of peace. Oh, this is deep. A lot of you, Pile 2, may find that you have anger issues, like you're rageful, your heart is full, and you desire revenge. Like I said, you could find you have difficulty controlling your temper. And when you do that, you may have, it leads to addictions. If you suppress your feelings, if you feel like you have a rage inside you, that's going to lead to another outlet. A lot of you could be struggling from alcohol addiction, drug addiction, whatever this is, depression, whatever it is, sexual addiction, shopping, materialism, whatever this is, in order to bring you peace. Pile 2, y'all are warriors at heart. But it's time now to stop warring with yourself. There's a battle within you. It's time for you to channel this peace in constructive ways. It's time for you to stand up for someone else. Be an advocate for someone, for social change, for something that you truly believe in. Help that underdog. Help that person who needs help. Because y'all got a warrior spirit. Y'all have a warrior spirit. And yeah. And you have a good heart. Your heart is in the right place, Pile 2. So go out and put that good energy, channel that rage, that jealousy, that revenge of people doing you wrong or all that. Like I told Pile 1, it's time to forgive others, to forgive yourself, and also forgive and reach out to others who you may have wronged as well. And it sounds so convoluted, but it all starts with just taking one step. Just put one step in front of the other. It can be overwhelming. It starts by being self-aware first and making those subtle changes. It doesn't have to be these big monumental changes at first. Just meet yourself where you are, pile two, and give yourself grace and mercy. All right, pile two. So that is your reading. I hope it helped. Put out that white flag. It's about peace. Embrace the peace, pile two. Until next time, I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Hi, pile three. So if you picked this pile and this shell, this is your reading. So the message that I received just off the bat, pile three, was for some of you, doesn't have to be for all of you, your father may have passed away at a young age. A lot of you had absentee fathers who weren't there. And you were praying for your father to stay in your life, or you always wanted that father figure in your life to guide you, to mold you in some way. So those are just some of the messages. So let's get into your reading. We have angels, we have father, and then we have ships. Like I said, your father may be your guardian angel at this time. Even though they may have left you at a young age, or they may pass away when you were younger and you may not have known them as fully in this life as you would have liked to, they are there with you on the other side, helping you move forward, guiding you, steering you clear of danger, help keeping you charted on course. Now, before I get into this, I forgot to say, pile three. Now, this is a reading on how your past life is affecting your current life and what lessons are you still learning. So a lot of you have guardian angels. A lot of you in your past life, you may have been a form of an angel. You may have been an angel. Angels have always been very I'm hearing prominent, a source of healing in prior lifetimes and in this lifetime as well. They have always watched over you. You may have seen angels or a silhouette of angels when you were young. Maybe you were attracted to angels, the angel figurines, or you have a guardian angel that walks with you right now, pile three. And it's something that's pivotal of why pile three had three piles. I'm hearing because you have that extra protection. Your life has been planned. Your life was planned in prior lifetimes. You always had that extra layer of support. If you didn't know, you can call on your guardian angels and they can help you heal. specific memories that you may be struggling from. They may come to you in dreams. They may give you dreams. Sometimes when you wake up, you may not remember your dreams. And if you find out that you only remember pieces of your dreams, it may be because they're only want you to, you only can remember parts that you are able to, emotionally able to handle. If that makes sense. Yeah. You're unconditionally loved, Pal 3. Even though your father may not have been present, there's a lesson that is significant about your father. Any issues that you have had, your father, who's your father in this lifetime, may not have been your father in previous lifetimes. They may have reincarnated into someone different in your life, but they were still in your life. And for me specifically, what I've learned is that my father, that even though I'm his daughter, there was a lesson that we were put in this lifetime together, and I was put in this lifetime with him to, I'm hearing, teach him a lesson or learn lessons in life. So even though you may be the child, your father was reincarnated here with you so you can teach them these lessons. Maybe before they cross on the other side, if that opportunity is still available to you. It's about forgiving. Like I said, it's about forgiveness. Forgiving your father for not being there, forgiving your father for not being the role model. A lot of us come from broken homes, broken families. A lot of us don't know who our fathers are. Maybe that's you. And you're always searching. You're always wondering, what would life be if I had my father in it? My life may have been so much different. The trajectory of my life would have been so much clearer. My compass would have been not all over the place, not spinning around and around. I would have had direction in my life. But Pal 3, you have always had direction in your life because you have, in your prior lifetime, you were an angel. A lot of you are earth angels. A lot of you are healers. And if your father is still living, then it's your mission to heal that relationship. And I know it takes a lot of courage in getting rid of all that hurt and that pain, putting that ego aside, and just doing what's right for your soul, what's right for your spirit. Something may have, it's about clearing the toxic relationship, toxic energy from this father womb. And just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that you approve of what they did or how they did it. It simply means that you release the baggage, that you no longer carry around that anger, that revenge, that abandonment, those feelings. You drop those so you can be free, to free your aura, to free your spirit. You release. You're being called to release the past. That's what you are learning in this lifetime. And to heal your present and your future. If you totally forgive your father and yourself, you no longer have to reincarnate with that soul. Unless you choose to. You no longer have to be stuck in a karmic loop with that soul. It's because you have freed yourself. You have learned the lesson. You only retain the lessons, growth, and love that you shared. And most of all, if you heal this father wound, this father relationship, even though they're not here physically, this is about you. This is about releasing old patterns, freeing, be free, being happy. That's what this whole reading is about. Releasing all that baggage, going back to retrieve what it is that we need to live life abundantly in this lifetime. So if you do this, the healing work that you do with your father helps all relationships you have with men. Let me say that again. The healing work that you do with your father helps all the relationships you have with men. And there's something significant about the ocean. It's not something significant about the sea. A lot of you, I don't know, maybe I could have been in the Navy, the Coast Guard, something. Maybe you were going on a cruise, something significant about the water. Maybe water, you need to go to the water, ocean, to release those emotions. Leave it there. Give the water spirits offerings. I'm specifically hearing Yemia. Yemia. She's a water spirit. She's let me look. Let me get specific. Hold on. Yemia. It's Yemaya. Yeah, she's a powerful Orisha or spirit, primarily associated with the ocean, motherhood, and feminine mysteries. Yeah. She is the protector of women. She governs everything pertaining to women, parenting, childhood, child safety, love, and healing. Yeah, to honor Yemaya, prepare an altar with items like blue and white candles, seashells, and offerings of watermelon and fish. She also likes flowers too. I know when I white flowers, when I go, especially particularly roses, when I go to the ocean, that's what I give her. So whether you're a male or female, this is about tapping into your feminine energy, um, healing that father wound. Really being in tempo self-aware of how your past experiences, how they have affected your current life, of where you're at right now. A lot of you, Pile 3, may, your soul feels constricted where you're at. The environment you may have outgrown. You are longing to travel, to see new places, to experience new things. So you're being called to explore, be curious. You're divinely protected always. Your guardian angels, you can't get this wrong. So whatever, take that first step for yourself, for your family, for whoever, any relationships. They say all relationships are affected, will be positively affected once you heal this father wound. Pile 3. You are divinely loved. I can't say that enough. It's time to release that anger, that unforgiveness, that grudge that you're holding. Because we all know that God, the divine, the creator, he's our father. And some say the divine, the God, the creator, is a woman. So I'll just say the divine creator is our protector. And the protector is guiding you to live a life full of luxury, a life full of abundance. So this is what you are urged to do in this lifetime. Pile 3. To be free, to release the baggage that you've held on for so long, and love yourself and love others. When you know better, you do better. A lot of you are, because you didn't have a great father figure in your life, a lot of you are great parents. You changed, you like heal some type of generational curse in your bloodline when you did that. So now your children going forward, they'll know how a great father was because you were one. Or maybe if you were female, you had to be the mother and the father. If you heal that father wound, if you talk to your children, if you speak to your children about these things, about healing, and be open about it, about how you want them to do better moving forward. All right, so pile 3, that is your reading. I hope this helped you in some way. I wish you all peace, love, and light in your journey. Wherever you're at, you're going great places. You are divinely protected, like I said. And we all have our Father in heaven. In heaven, if you believe there's a heaven in this great big universe of ours. So, peace, love, and light. Please like, comment, and subscribe if this helped you in some way. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.